Project 10, which is the last project in this CC manual. The objectives are to inspire the audience by appealing to noble motives and challenging the audience to achieve a higher level of beliefs or achievement. Appeal to the audience's needs and emotions using stories, anecdotes, and quotes to add drama. Avoid using notes. Time 8 to 10 minutes.
So our only star speaker for the evening will be attempting this Project 10, which is a milestone speech, because with this he completes his competent communication. His hero is the daddy of Bollywood, which is Mr. Amitabh Bachchan. He says, I've grown up emulating him in front of the mirror, friends, and especially girlfriends. And today his wife's sister's husband is here. So in fact, some of the girlfriends even left him because they tried to play the angry young man, trying to emulate his hero. Please help me welcome the young Amitabh Bachchan of Kanu Toastmasters, Toastmaster Praveen Gupta.
Money is the most envied, but the least enjoyed. But health is the most enjoyed, but the least envied. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, and my dear guest, a very good evening.
Good evening.
I have a habit of doing a bit of introspection once every couple of months. And last month, when I was taking stock of a few things happening in my life, I realized that some of my priorities have changed. But that's natural, isn't it? Our priorities keep changing in our life over a period of time, depending upon various circumstances. Right?
Yes.
Wrong. I have come to realize that there is one activity which we need to keep at the top priority throughout our life, irrespective of the circumstances. And that is keeping ourselves fit and healthy. Let's have a look on the saying. May I please request raise of hand from the people who think this is correct? Thank you. There is no point getting a promotion while having half a dozen tablets to control your blood pressure cost. There is no point having your marriage silver jubilee from the hospital bed. And there is no point not been having to see the sunrise of your golden jubilee. Now, there is one activity at my home which has not changed for the last 40 years. And that is my father's going out for a morning walk and doing exercise. No matter if it is raining, or it is very high temperature of June and July, or a 2 and 3 degree temperature of January, he is out every morning, walks few kilometers, and does his stretches and exercise in a park. He also watches what he eats. And friends, at the age of 73, sometimes he makes me run for my money. Have a look. Touch wood. He is a big inspiration for me to keep my priority as a health today. On the other hand, there was another man whom I liked and regarded a lot. Not because he was father of my wife, but because he genuinely had some qualities in him which are rarely found these days, especially in fathers-in-law. The unfortunate part of the story is that he always overlooked his personal health over the professional work and other responsibilities. 12 hours of intense work every day, no social life, no physical exercise routine, and very less restriction on food started taking toll on his health. He never smoked, and he never drank alcohol in his whole life. But his deteriorating heart finally gave up, and he left us a few years ago forever. It is very common that we tend to think there is enough time left in our life to keep our health as a priority. But when it comes to eating right and exercise, I can tell you there is no I will start tomorrow, because tomorrow never comes. Exercise does not necessarily mean slogging out in the gym hours and hours. If you can just put some routines in place, like simple and small things, that's good enough. For example, 30 minutes of brisk walking every day. Taking the staircase instead of lift in your building. Or participating in yoga or in sport, or doing some simple stretches at home. So these activities do not actually need a long-term planning. The only thing they need is a bit of discipline and a bit of commitment. Last week, Toastmaster Bharat explained us the ill effect of the junk food. Other than having this fast food readily available everywhere, I think it is very important to take care of the home cooked food, which is mostly oily and fatty in our homes. When it comes to food, there are 3 points which are very, very important we need to watch out. What are we eating? How much are we eating? And at what time we are eating? Because quantity of the food and the time at which we eat is as important as what we are eating. When it comes to quantity, let me ask you something. Have you ever been in a situation where in the middle of meals, you think I can take extra chapati or extra bowl of rice? You take that extra, but after finishing the meal, you feel totally stuffed. Sounds familiar? Let me explain you the reason. We all know whatever actions we do in our whole day, they are all controlled by our brain. For example, if I have an itching feeling in my left hand, my brain will give the direction to my right hand and I will scratch at the place of the itching, right? This is instantaneous. But when we eat food, due to some processes happening in our stomach at the time of eating, there is a delay in brain getting the signal from the stomach that I'm full. And it is this delay in which we end up eating that extra chapati, an extra bowl of rice, which is very, very harmful. Regarding time also, there is a simple but important rule. As the day progresses, we need to reduce the intake of our food quality. That means a full-fledged breakfast, moderate lunch, and light dinner. We should never have heavy meals after 8 p.m. There is another point which is very, very important, and that is our regular health checkups, especially if we are more than 30 years of age. Even though we do not have any symptoms, it is extremely important for us to go for the regular health checkups at least twice a year. There are 3 culprits which do not knock before entering our body: high cholesterol, high blood pressure, and high blood sugar. And these 3 are called the silent killers. So not ensuring that our internal machinery is working perfectly fine or not is not an option. It needs to be made sure. Mostly highlighted that there is one point which actually has very high amount of effect on our well-being on a daily basis, and that is our overall attitude towards life. As per our nature, we tend to expect perfection in whatever we do or whatever people do for us. And this expectation of perfection actually puts a lot of burden in our mind and body, which leads to a stress in our brain. And this stress is very great. It's okay not to win every race we participate in. It's okay not to have millions in our bank account. It's okay to flunk in some subjects. And it's okay not to get Best Speaker Award in Kano Toastmasters just because you are a single speaker. Let's take life a little more easy as it comes. Let's give priority on our health and everything else will fall in place. Friends, today I would like you all to make a pledge to yourself for this. Can I please request you all to stand up? Can you please repeat after me? I pledge that I will make healthy living as my topmost priority. I will strive to keep myself fit to enjoy this beautiful life to the fullest. You will kindly take a seat.
Thank you.
I can assure you that if we honor our pledge, our children will be thankful to us for having us around them for a longer period of time. Thank you. Over to you.
Inspire your audience. That was the project objective. And Praveen did inspire the audience by selecting a useful and interesting topic from the audience point of view. Health is wealth. And he opened the speech in such a way that what I have experienced when Shah Rukh Khan enters, everybody expects, if there is a music show in a Bollywood, you can always wait for that one person. I was reading out the project objective without the speaker here, and I was wondering where this guy is. What a great opening, and you did grab the attention of the audience. Project specifically called for building up the enthusiasm of the audience. You brought the humor, and you built the audience enthusiasm as well. What about eye contact? Praveen, he doesn't look just like this. He looks at the audience, pauses for a second, and looks at him or her as though he's looking at his lover. And then he moves on to the second lover. Ladies, please be careful. He can inspire and he can influence. That is what I noticed. And he did use the personal story to convey the message. No better way to influence the audience. It is easier to find fault with in-laws anyway, and he has brought father-in-law into the picture. And also father, I don't know whether your wife has gone through the script. What I felt, the transition, you moved from the health, the importance of exercise. I just thought probably you would, it would be easier, it would be good if you could elaborate a little bit about health. When you went on, the simple exercises, I was really impressed. That is what really is a need from the audience point of view. But I felt that he did not elaborate more about the simple exercises we can do. And then you moved on to the food, which is again very relevant from the audience point of view. I think most of us remember after 8 p.m. we should not have a heavy meal. But what was missing was what would happen if one has a heavy meal. Voice modulation. If I can offer you one suggestion, which is very important, is that emotion. You can build emotion using voice modulation. I just felt sometimes while conveying a very important message, you were smiling. And you were also looking at the floor. That is something you can avoid. For example, when you say 40 years in the extreme temperature, you need to use voice modulation, 2 degrees, 3 degrees, because you can build the emotion and inspire the audience. The conclusion was good. You asked everyone to stand up, and the way you finished, it was impressive. Did you leave a very strong message? That is something I felt you can definitely work on. What I would like to tell you, Praveen, you have learned the ingredients from P1 to P10, and you have also learned the recipe for delivering a good speech by winning 3 or 4 times Best Speaker Award. Please come out with a delicious dinner for us from the advanced manual very soon as a treat. Wish you all the best.